Alright guys, so I got a package in today and it was my Perfect Strangers bracket and my line and magnetic drain bolt. So I've already got started on the project because I forgot to start recording, but I've got the little spacer that's supposed to go behind your rotor on there, and somehow my dumbass slipped up on this bolt right here and the Allen wrench socket ate it to shit. So then I had to figure out a way to get that bolt out, and I used this little security bit. Had a little bit more bite on it, but I was able to get that out and back in. I really do need to replace that bolt though, but we're talking about like a dollar bolt at that. I'm gonna replace that. But next thing we'll be doing is taking the caliper off of its bracket, adding it onto the new bracket, put the new bracket on the swing arm, get the wheel back on, and run my line, bleed it, and we'll have a handbrake setup, guys. I will be right back. Okay, guys, so I've got the Perfect Strangers bracket on, as well as both calipers sitting on the bracket right now. I've got my line ran. I don't have anything tightened down just yet because I wanted to make sure it fit where I wanted it to fit. I'm going to have a couple of zippy ties on each end of this brake line just to kind of keep it nice and tight. Got it ran up through here. You really can't see none of that, but it comes out front and then goes across the handlebars. And bam! Now the only thing to do is get my back wheel on, fill my reservoir up with brake fluid, tighten everything down, and, well, I want to tighten everything down before I put the brake fluid in the reservoir, and then I will bleed it and we'll see how everything is set up. Alright, so we're here. This is like a couple days later, just because yesterday I spent most of my day running around and bleeding the brakes, or attempting to bleed the brakes, and then my buddy Brandon was helping me out and realized it didn't have the master cylinder's reservoir high enough for it to actually bleed the air out of the system. So that's what was holding me up. That was an idiot move on my side. I bled brakes before, but you know, your master is usually attached to the lever itself like this, so I never even thought about it. But I've also never had a handbrake set up before, so I'll use that as my excuse. But anyways, we did get all that set up. I do suggest you put the bracket on first without the calipers, and then put the calipers on the bracket after you've got the wheel and everything installed. It's a hell of a lot easier because it is almost impossible to get the rotor up into the brake pads, both brake pads, without any slip up or them moving around or anything. You can do it, but it's going to take you some fucking effort. I just suggest you to do the calipers last. As far as this, I don't have everything like set up to where I want it. I just got it bled. It's got good, oh yeah, it's got some good pressure. Feels so good. Oh my God. I'm gonna wreck so many times. But anyways, I've got to get the bracket on this. I've got to get everything set up how I want it, and figure out if I want to just leave my hand controls right here. I wish I had somewhere to tuck it that was like on the side, like a side cage. I think New Breed has got the side cages in. I want to get one of those. I think they're like $300. They go right here up under the rear sets, come out, they go up the body line, and then go back through across the engine with another like Delrin peg right here, and a Delrin peg up under the rear sets. So I do got the Z&Z design rear sets coming. I don't know if they would like work or be able to intertwine, but we could see. I've intertwined some shit before that wasn't supposed to go together, so maybe we can make it work. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna get those levers set up for you because I'm getting off track a little bit and my fantasies run wild. I do have to start this thing in neutral because of my safety neutral switch not being hooked up, so that's a bummer, especially if I got to run from somebody, you know, or something. You know, use your imagination. But yeah, we'll go ahead and get these levers set up, and I will eventually get out there and be practicing this. I'm going to do it at the lot first. I don't want to do it on the streets because I don't know what I'm doing yet as far as handbrakes, so I'm going to get used to it first before I ever attempt it on any sketchy Birmingham roads. But yeah, guys, come back with me Alright, so I think I've got everything where I want it pretty much. I still haven't went out on roads, so I may need to adjust it once I'm out. But I did make a pretty cool adjustment. Watch this. This master reservoir came with this little bracket. Has a couple little pieces to it, like a little L bracket and then a long bracket that goes back. I'm trying to focus. But it was too big to fit up under this lever, which I could have rotated the lever up a little bit, but I wanted this lever as far down and close to this lever because I feel like it would be a little easier to manipulate the clutch and brake at the same time the closer they are together. So I shaved this bracket down as much as I could. It's pretty thin on both sides, and got it hooked into the Magura HC1 lever, and I did just decide to leave my controls right here. I've got it zippy tied to the clutch cable casing and the crossbar for the Pro Taper Sports, if these are even real Pro Tapers, I'm not sure. But this clamp area for this HC1 is stripped to hell and back, so I do got it like on probably the very last threads at the bottom, so I tightened up until I felt like I didn't want to fucking strip the rest of the threads. So it's there. I'm sure it'll move a little bit, but if anything, I'll wind up zippy tying this son of a bitch to the one finger clutch so it won't move, and we'll call it a day. I mean, my bike's made of 90% zippy ties anyway, so one more won't hurt it. I do got to move my grip out a little bit. It slipped on me, but I think it's in a really good position. Yeah, that grip definitely needs to come down. But that's what it's looking like right now, guys. It's a pretty cool little setup I got. I thought I was just going to have to zippy tie the reservoir somewhere, but it turned out pretty good. And I would turn the light on, but my battery is super low, so that's the gold line. I think it matches the calipers better, the caliper gold, more than it matches the fork gold. But this is like anodized gold, and I don't think this is anodized because I believe that's steel, but I'm not 100% positive. So it's not really a big deal. I am going to get these rims gold, so it's going to help tie in, and I might get a couple more gold little accents, like get my brake lever coated, and maybe my casing. Just a few other little things. Might get a little bolt fairing kit, which there's not many of those. I might get this coated gold. I've got a couple of buddies local that do some powder coating, proper powder coating. They do some really good work, so we're gonna go with them. And I will probably do the levers anodized gold. Maybe I might leave the one finger and the Magura black, but I might have this one over here gold just to kind of be a little funky. But yeah, guys, other than that, that's the handbrake setup, and we're gonna get some videos of me busting my ass trying to learn this thing.